Alright, let's look at a few more ratios here. This time we're going to look at the debt ratio, interest coverage ratio, return on assets, dividend payout, and return on equity. So the problem states the 2012 financial statements for country music stores show total assets of $550,000, total liabilities of $302,500, net sales of $1,125,000, net income of $184,500, income from operations of $230,000, cost of goods sold $735,000, and dividends of $22,140, and interest expense of $25,000. Total assets and total liabilities for 2011 were $475,000 and $312,500 respectively. Compute the following ratios for 2012. Round all answers to 2 decimal places. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Okay, so the debt ratio, if you remember, is going to be total liabilities divided by total assets. So in this particular example, total liabilities are $302,500. Total assets are $550,000, which we've got right here. And that gives us 0.55 or 55%. So 55% of their assets are financed with debt here. All right, let's do another one. This is the interest coverage ratio. Here we need income from operations of $230,000, and we're going to divide that by our interest expense. So 230 divided by 25,000 is 9.2 times. So they can pay the interest on their debt 9.2 times during the year. Return on assets, another ratio we've got going on here. So we need to find looks like $512,500. That should give us 36.36 or 36%. So with the total assets that they have, they've generated 36% net income, which seems like a pretty good return on assets there. All right, let's clear this page and we'll start with a fresh one. And we have 2 more, the dividend payout ratio and the return on equity. So dividend payout ratio is going to be the amount of our dividends here, $22,140, and we divide that by our net income. So how much did the company pay out of its income in dividend? So $22,140 divided by $184,500, which is right here. Gives us a dividend payout ratio of 0.12 or 12%. And then return on equity, don't forget, is our net income divided by our average stockholders' equity. Well, here's the deal. They're not giving us the stockholders' equity in this problem. We have to calculate it. Remember, your assets equal liabilities plus equity from way back when? Well, if we know total assets are $550,000, and that equals liabilities, it says we're $302,500. Then we take the $550 minus the $302,500, and that is plus equity. And that will give us 160, let's see, let me calculate that, hang on. Okay, that was $247,500. So let's start this here. Net income we have of $184,500. Then we know our stockholders' equity for 2012 was $247,500. Plus, we'll have to calculate it again for 2011. So if our assets for 2011 were $475,000, And our liabilities were $312,000. Take the assets minus the liabilities, and we get $162,500. Okay. Alright, so we'll go back here. We had $162,500. And then remember that has to be divided by 2 to get an average. If we run that calculation, what we should get is 0.9 or 90%. So that's a pretty good return on equity. I mean, you can't get higher than 100%. So effectively, with the equity they have invested in the company, they're generating a good amount of income, 90%.